All right, who's crazy enough to go in this abandoned mine? Check out this entrance. That is a mess, but we're gonna check it out. So we're at this abandoned mine that is flooded. I'm right at the portal, and that's looking into a major collapse that we can get past. And I'm here with Justin and Joe and Todd, and there will be links to their respective channels in the right-hand corner of the screen right about now. So if you get a chance, check those channels out, and we're going to go in here and check this out. So here's looking at the portal I just came through. That's Joe coming through, and Justin is behind him. And you can see the water here. It's about a foot or so deep, halfway up to my knees. So turn around and just go check this out. Big heavy timbers here at the portal. A lot of flies too right here. See that? All those flies flying around. And we got to get past that collapse there. Now Justin's coming through the portal, and that big metal pipe above him, where my light is, that was the ventilation tubing. They would pump fresh air through the mine. That pipe would have extended all the way through the workings. And there's Justin. And Todd's already in front of us, so yes, sir. We gotta go up this collapse. We have to go up that way to the right. So I'm on top of the collapse, making our way through. I can see the timbers where all this has come down. And we got to get down that little hole right there where my light is. Okay, we're just almost through the portal here. This is the last little bit of collapse we have to get over. And then you can see the tunnel there with the water and Joe and Todd all the way down there. Okay, here's a shot looking down the tunnel, and right up here is a very small bat. And then looking back, we got Justin there, just beyond the collapse that we all just came through. This water may look stagnant, but it actually does flow out of the mine. That collapse at the portal is not acting as a full-fledged dam. So, like I had said before, it's better to have flowing water because it just keeps things stirred up. Stagnant water can harbor deadly gases when you disturb it and other bad stuff. So this mine does have flowing water. And it's about almost 2 feet deep, maybe a foot deep. Still below my knees. And you can see here in front of me, the ore cart tracks. And so that's where we're headed. Let's keep going. Okay, still making my way forward. And looking back towards the portal, I can hear Justin coming. But we'll keep going forward. It's a straight shot. So you can see next to the tracks here on both sides, there's a large pipe right there. And then on this side, there's a smaller pipe right there. Those were lines for the water, air, steam, whatever, that were used to power the drills. Very common to find these in mines next to the ore cart tracks. And we're still headed this way. So right there is some water coming out of the wall. It's making all this flowstone here. Check that out. Coming down the wall here. You can see here how the water is flowing out of the mine, going across that timber. That's always a good sign. You can see why they put chain link fencing up here. This was a really unstable area, and some of it did collapse right there. But yeah, they installed chain link for support. And you can see here where it broke. came down right here. We have to climb over this and continue that way. Okay, this tunnel is a straight shot. We believe it's about half a mile long, 2,600 feet, something like that. And here's a timbered section. Really one of the first ones we've seen in this haulage tunnel. But like most mines, this is, they have a large straight haulage tunnel like this to get the ore outside. So, but let's keep going down here. Again, you can see the water flowing out of the mine. Significant flow, actually. Okay, we just came over that major collapse. Justin's the last one to make it through. He's coming here in a minute. And then right in front of us is another major collapse in a timbered section. And remember, they always timbered in the areas that were prone to collapse, and it looks like they were right because this area collapsed. A little more collapse here on the right. That retaining wall kind of bowed out. But yeah, we just came through a pretty bad section back there. You can see there's Justin coming there in the back. All that collapse. There he is. And here's a timbered section, another timbered section that hasn't collapsed yet. But these timbers were pretty soaked, and they're soaking in water, so I'm sure these are like butter, sticks of butter. Yeah, this is all soaking wet. See that? You can see the water glistening, dripping down. That says keep out. Not sure what's down there, but looks like a lot of flowstone. We'll keep going this way. Okay, we're continuing forward in this massively flooded mine. Okay, here's a Y intersection. Main tunnel continues straight ahead. There's some silver doors down there, and then a branch to the left. Let's go down there where Todd is and check out the silver doors. Now let's continue through the silver doors here. There's the door. Wow, it's very shallow in here. Check that out. A little bit more over here. Look at all the glistening here. Water seeping out of the tunnel walls. A little bit of flowstone right there. Some more flowstone right there. And here comes Justin. So right over there, the water's coming up out of the ground, kind of in a large quantity. So there's some kind of, I think Justin said like an artesian spring or something that's bubbling up out of the ground and pushing all the water out of the mine. And right there's the end of the drift. So, yeah. And here comes Justin. Blinding lights. He's got a nice lighting rig. That's what you need. Okay, so right here you got some timbers that are waterlogged and soaked. This can be really dangerous. Hydrogen sulfide gas can come off of wet timbers like this. So we have hydrogen sulfide detectors, gas detectors. So, but yeah, big hazard in flooded mines or any mine or wet timbers like this. But we're headed back out. I'm going to take that branching tunnel.
That's deep right there. Yeah. This has got to be the ore chute that connects to the
some kind of ore pass.
Yeah, I think this is the one that connects. Has to be.
And the tunnel stops there?
Yeah,
Oh.
sure does. Faces out.
So we're heading back out. We just came from that way. We're going to take this drift we didn't take on the way in. And it goes pretty far. Let's check it out. So check out this mound of, there's like a hole there on top, looks like a volcano, right there where my light is. And then there's some water seeping out of it. Still headed that way, and check this out. More seepage coming out of the wall of the tunnel, what the miners would call the rib, and some of that's like a black color and some is like regular water. And then right here you can see next to the ore cart tracks in the pipe the water is flowing out of the mine. Something you always want to check for in flooded mines. Avoid the ones with stagnant standing water unless you have the appropriate oxygen meter and hydrogen sulfide gas detector. Okay, approaching the face of this drift tunnel. Or maybe there's a curve here. Here's some old rope. That's an ore pass there. Got a hose coming down. Might have been used to drain this mine, I don't know. We saw that in that Admiral Aaron Ward mine a bunch of years ago. That was a flooded mine, and there was a pass like this with a hose sticking down. But I think somebody told me in the comments it was used to drain the mine, like a big vacuum. I don't know. And here, see the track, the track split, and that's a dead end there. But drift continues to the left. Is that part of the old track switch? So continuing down this drift, curves here to the left. And oh, that's a long straight section. Check that out. Really not much water in this drift, just a little bit flowing out here between the ore cart rails, but nothing deep like it has been. Here's some leftover remnants, a bucket, some cable, and a miner's ladder. Looks like a piece of machinery might have sat there. There's two big boards and a board in front. So we're approaching the end of this drift. It's a timbered section with water, a lot of water dripping down. This is something you see in one of those carnival funhouse rides. Yeah, the water is pretty much coming out right. See that? And let's get down here and see the end. And here's a part where this collapse here came from right up in there. See that hole? Like I said before, they only timbered in sections of the tunnel that were prone to collapse. And this is one of those areas. Back there, they put chain link fencing where my light is to provide even more support. But they stopped mining right there. So here's looking back where we gotta head back to the portal. So there's our exit sign, so we're headed in the right direction.